We're live. It's taking a moment. Come on, where are you? I'm opening it up in Facebook so I can see your comments because for some reason in here, I don't see them all. Or it just says Facebook user. Well, welcome. It's spring, y'all. We survived that long, dark winter. Just take a moment to celebrate. It's not winter anymore. I mean, it's like rainy outside, but it's rainy. It's not snowing. It's spring. It's spring. It's spring. It's spring. It's spring. You guys, we did it. Is anybody else as excited as I am, or am I the only one? So today we're going to do a 5-card spring equinox spread. I'm so excited because it's spring. Tonight we have our spring ceremony at the studio. It's included for members, so go sign up, or it's $30 if you're not a member. So go sign up. We're going to be doing a rose hips herbal tea ceremony. Rose hips are the soul of the rose bush, and there's so much wisdom in them. And then we've got some yummy local raw honey and some lemon, some citrus. There's going to be a really beautiful mix tonight. Sloughing off our winter yuck and stepping into our spring. What is it that we're going to be planting? What is our intention for the next zodiac year? Also, if you have not gotten your soul connection ceremony guidebook yet, this is live on the website. It does come with a full training, hour-long video training of how we do ceremony and set up our sacred rituals at home with the moons. There's like how to use it, what the different moons are good for, when to manifest, when to reap, when you're at a glance, what all the planets are, what all the zodiac signs mean, card spread. And here we are today, spring equinox. So there's really beautiful information, some journal prompts, meditation prompts, and then we go into the first house because hello, welcome to Aries season. It's fire, y'all. Are you feeling the fire? Are you feeling the burn? And then here's the new moon journal prompts with all of the fun stuff for the new moon. Like what are the guides? What are the issues? What are the crystals, the essential oils, different things you can use in your ceremony to play with. So that is live on our website. Okay, let's get to it. Let's see. Okay, I can see you guys. I finally got you live. I miss you, but I can't see who they are. Oh, Elka, I miss you too. I loved seeing your beautiful drums on your wall. So here's mine. I just have a couple hung up here. Most of mine are at the studio. I also have a couple in my bedroom. But it has been quite the winter. If you guys, are you guys like, just like give yourself like it is done. Winter is over. We survived, right? And just this reminder that like this too shall pass, right? Nothing, like we made it through winter. It was hard. This was a really hard winter. Energetically, it felt like there was a lot of going on. So just kind of take a moment to like, I survived. I can do hard things. Oh, so Mary Beth, oh, thank you. My excitement makes me happy too. It's just like, I like haven't even finished my coffee yet. See, I guess I got my coffee right here, but when I get on and like, I get excited to teach, I just filled with energy. It's just so beautiful. It's so magical. So thank you for witnessing that. And thank you for loving it. Cause sometimes it's a lot. I know I'm a lot, but you guys, I'm an Aries moon. So I'm fiery. I have a lot of fiery. My emotions are fiery. They're big and sometimes they burn. So let's work with this fire energy, shall we? Because we're in Aries. What is the zodiac new year? Oh, I got coffee on my nose. Zodiac new year. This is the time to make New Year's resolutions. not in the dead middle of winter. That is like the worst time because you're supposed to be resting. You're supposed to be restoring. You're supposed to be healing. And then in spring, when the energy shifts from water to wood, it is wood in traditional Chinese element, although the zodiac is fire, Aries is fire, but it's that go energy. This is when we have the energy to set intentions, goals. What is it? New Year's resolutions? Resolutions. Not in January, you guys. So let's see. Just center with me. Take a couple of nice, big, deep breaths. This card spread is for the collective. So anybody that is watching live and that will be watching the replay later, we just take a couple of big, deep breaths. We call in our circle of safety, of light and love and protection, that everything we bring in today is for the highest good of all involved. We call in any guides, guardians, ancestors, and angels that would like to assist us now, helping not only me say what they would have me say and hear what they'd have me hear, but also you get those little whispers and nuggets of insight and inspiration that are specific to you, because this is a collective spread, but you trust your guides, guardians, angels, and ancestors will give you the meaning specific for you. Help us have eyes that are open to see what it is that we need to see, heart that is open to receive and release so that we can receive that sacred reciprocity, and the courage and fire to actually do the things that we know we are called to do, to be bold and take that action and take those steps in the necessary forward motion that helps not only me, but also the collective raise in vibration as we start to create this new golden age. Yes. So it is, and so it is, and so it is, by the power of three, the Holy Trinity, body, mind, spirit. So it is. Aho. Okay. You're not a lot. You're equal to those you attract. Oh, thank you, Mary Beth. I know, I'm just right. I know, I'm just right for me, and I love my energy. But I know it's a lot for a lot of people. That's okay. Not everybody's cup of tea. And that's why I started that's why I became part of the collective, because there's people there that are like way less than I am, but we still teach the same basic concepts. Okay. First card is the overall energy of this spring season. So this is for everybody. I mean, these are all for everybody, but this is just the collective energy that this spring is bringing. And I've been tuning and tapping in for a couple of weeks now because I've been making the ceremony book. I'm preparing for our ceremony tonight. Just breathe, you guys. Okay, this one, no, this one. Oh, yes. Okay, this is the deck, you guys. This is the Affirmators Tarot deck. This is my all-time favorite tarot deck because it's light, it's fun, it's not so serious, but it still has the basic concepts. And the energy of the solstice is perfect. It's the Fool. It's the Fool, which is 0 in tarot. It's the first card in tarot. And this is the hero's journey begins with the Fool. If you guys have read Joseph Campbell's Hero's Journey, it all starts with the Fool. And the Fool like just is so excited about life and is ready to go out on an adventure. So you can see it's got a little knapsack. This beautiful flamingo is going on an adventure. And you kind of have to be a fool to go set out on an adventure where you don't know what's going to happen. There's risk versus reward here. And the Fool is all about risking right now because it has no idea the potential reward. It just has this dream, has this goal, and it is ready to set off on an adventure. So let's see what the card actually says. The journey of the tarot begins with the Fool, an optimistic risk taker with a boundless, unbreakable creative spirit. Likes freedom, adventure, and fresh starts. Dislikes logic, rules, and other boring grown-up stuff. When the fool pulls up and honks his horn, you're being given a great opportunity. So abandon your fear and other limiting ideas. Hop in the car and see where this delightfully naive ride takes you. And the affirmation is, I leap into the unknown with reckless abandon, trusting that a great new chapter is awaiting to unfold. But reckless within reason. Let's not be too crazy. We're all adults here after all. So the energy of the spring is legit new beginnings. I mean, it lines up. It is the zodiac new year. This is the time when I personally set goals and intentions for the year ahead from March to March. I don't ever do January. I learned my lesson. Guys, like 80% of people who set New Year's resolutions in January fail because it is not the time. We just don't have the energy. I'm leaping. Oh, I'm leaping. Take that leap. This is one of my favorite pictures that I got that really expresses this leap into the unknown. This really beautiful just woman that is combusting as she falls, flies, soars, floats, we don't know, into the unknown. And this is where the magic is. Up here is safety. This is staying safe. This is all the known. And this is cool, but you guys, nobody gets out of this life alive. So playing safe is only doing yourself a disservice. It is time to leap into the unknown. It is time to take that step into your destiny, your purpose, your reason for being here on this planet. And yes, everybody has one. And everybody needs you to fulfill yours because no one else can do it the way you can do it. Okay. Oh, and this picture is called Freedom. And the author is Fleur Banfather. I can't say her name, but she's a beautiful, beautiful artist. Oh, let's see. Okay, it is scary, but I'm leaping into the unknown. I don't have safety anymore. You're right. No one makes it out alive, really. So like, why? What are we so afraid of? Like, really, what are we so afraid of? And there's this belief that we are actually dead in this 3D reality, that this 3D reality is actually hell. And that when we die is when we actually become alive and step into who we really are. I don't know how much I really believe that, but it kind of gives you a sense of like, why not risk it? Why not try to be bold and go for my dreams? Like, why not? Anyway, okay. I'm afraid of becoming lonely. Oh, that is real. That really is a real fear. But we're never, ever really alone when we are connected with our true self. Right? Like when I am fully present and embodied, I'm in my body, I'm embodied, body, mind, and spirit. I got 3 friends. We're hanging out all the time. And it's amazing. And my body tells me things, and my mind tells me things, and my spirit tells me things. They have conversations together. There's 3 of us. It's not just me and my higher self. It's me, my body, my mind, my spirit. I guess that's 4. I don't know. Is ego count? Why not? It's part of us. This is fun. Okay. I'm not alone, but don't want to become lonely. I needed that. We are never alone when we're with ourselves. Oh, it is the most beautiful, beautiful. Oh, so exciting. And when you like finally trust and recognize your value, and it's not egotistical, it's this, I'm the only Jenny like me. I am the only one like me. And it is my job to embrace that fully. And then once I embrace it fully, express it. And it is not my job whether people accept and receive me. That's none of my business. My business, my job is to embrace and express me. And trust that is that is enough for the collective consciousness. That me just being me is enough for the collective consciousness. Yeah. Had to find me again. What do I like, want, and need? Oh, I know. It's such a beautiful journey. I was just contemplating on this over the weekend. It's been a little over 5 years since my divorce, and I got so caught up in a codependent relationship, and I was so intent on people pleasing and serving and making everybody else happy, and I could find joy everywhere. And like, what a beautiful philosophy that I can, wherever I am, I can find joy in that. But what really brings me joy that I don't have to look for, so I went to ecstatic dance yesterday at the clubhouse downtown, and that is just pure joy for me, moving my body however I want to the music like that. I don't have to look for joy there. Joy is there for me. And it took me a while to remember where joy existed for me, because I can find it everywhere. Like, I really can. But what is it that just innately ignites that joy within me? Okay, the next card. So what is the spring waking up in me? What is the spring waking up in me? So just take a couple of deep breaths. If you're watching live or if you're watching the replay, because time does not exist. So even though I'm pulling these cards now and you're watching it, I don't know, tomorrow, it's energetically still aligned. What is waking up in me? What is the spring waking up in me? I love this one. This is one of my favorites. Okay. Where are you, though? It's the Knight of Cups. Here we go. Look how cute this guy is. You love him, little penguin. And he's got this cute little cup on his flipper. This gentle, imaginative knight is romance personified. He could pertain to your love life. Swipe right for someone who looks good in a winged helmet. But relationships aren't his only forte. Au contraire, the romance he exudes is an attitude of being in love with life itself. He reminds you that it's okay to be sensitive. It's fun to be generous. And with the help of a few learning annex classes, it's easy to be poetic. To accept his invitation is to embark on a quest of utmost importance, the search for your own personal holy grail. That grail, your most priceless treasure, is radically, shamelessly open heart. Affirmation: I fall in love with falling in love, and love falling into it with every tiny miracle I stumble upon. Isn't he the cutest? So this is what's waking up in you right now, is that it is time to fall in love with being in love with life. And this holy grail, it's so interesting. There's a book called Return to Eros. Highly recommend reading this book. It is the most, it is straight up erotica for life. Like, I read that and I get so turned on being alive. It is amazing. And the Holy Grail, like the tarot says, is a shamelessly, radically open heart. Your Holy Grail, it's not something outside of you. It's not an achievement. It's not an award. It's not a relationship. It's not a set amount of money or a specific weight on the scale that you look at every day. It is none of that. It does not exist outside of you. This Holy Grail is right in here. And it is this fool's journey to discover that Holy Grail that exists within you, radically, shamelessly opening up your heart and embodying this beautiful being that you are and spreading it to the world, expressing yourself, all the emotions. So that gets to the next card, the next two cards. I'm going to pull them together. What is the light side of this and the dark side? Because Equinox we're at equal light. Today, we have as much light as we have darkness, overcoming the darkness. But our dark, see, my yin yang drum is right here too. The dark isn't bad, right? We have this positive and negative pole that the pendulum swings on. Boop, 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 positive, negative, positive, negative. We as a society have labeled light as good, dark is bad. Bad. but it's really not. The whole reason we came here to this earth, what I currently believe, I will state it that way. What I currently believe is the reason we came to this planet, we incarnated in a physical being, is because we wanted to experience it all. We wanted to experience the full spectrum of positive and negative, because without the dark, we don't know that light feels better. Who says? I mean, some people are kinky and they like that dark shit. So like, it's okay. There's no right or wrong. You do you. It's falling in love with what feels good for you. So what is the light aspect of falling in love with myself, searching for this holy grail? And what is the dark aspect? What is the shadow showing me? What is the light showing me? What is the shadow showing me? A couple of big deep breaths. What do I need to know about the light? This way, and the shadow this way. Oh my God, you guys, you can't make this up. This is amazing. Okay, so the light is the light that's this falling in love with ourselves, searching for the Holy Grail, going on an adventure, really stepping out into the unknown to become who I came here to become, to experience it all. The light aspect of this is 3 of Cups. Look at these cute little butterflies and their cute little cups. These cups are definitely raised in a cheers position, and you can bet they're held by your nearest, dearest ride or dies. Woo! Who are those guys? They're already coming into your head. This trio is all about the amazing social relationships in your life, and is rooting for you to cherish what's best about your besties. Clear the decks for some serious, not serious, quality time. Put your friends, family, relatives, that's funny, on the calendar, and raise a tumbler of Franzia to the unconditional, rare, and mystical, in for the long haul, love you share. Affirmation: I'll never take for granted how lucky I am to be treasured by people who are perfect treasures. Okay, I'm so glad that this card showed up, because I have had a long-held belief that we are not here to do it alone. Like, really, if we were supposed to like just survive this earth life, we would have been put here one at a time. Like, good luck. See you when you get back. But no, we all came here with 7 billion other people. Is it a billion? I don't remember how many people are on the planet right now. Because we have something to offer them, and they have something to offer us in this beautiful, sacred reciprocity, co-creative effort, right? We can't create on our own. We really can't. We can't do it just like a vacuum doesn't exist in the universe. Me alone, I'm just going to figure this shit out. So if you ever get to that point where you're like, I got to do it by myself, I can't figure this out, I don't know. That feels really yucky, doesn't it? But when it's like, okay, I don't know how to do this next step, but I know I'm supposed to do it, so I'm going to start talking to people. And it's going to start with my friends that I feel are relatives, family, anyway. Who can I be vulnerable to? This radically shameless open heart. I'm going to bear that to other people, and it can be scary, right? It's full of vulnerability and intimacy. But guess what? Spring is full of that, right? These seeds that have been in the ground in the dark for the last couple of months are now breaking open. And it feels like, I'm breaking open. And then it reaches towards the sun and comes out, and it's these very fragile little shoots. So fragile and vulnerable, but they keep reaching, they keep growing. They express their vulnerability and eventually turn into this beautiful thing. But it can't do it alone. It needs the earth, and it needs the sun, and it needs water, and it needs insects. It needs pollinators. It cannot do it by itself. In fact, I remember listening to a study. They were growing these trees in this sphere to see if they could grow these trees in this controlled environment. And the trees would get to a certain height. I want to say it was like 25 feet, and inevitably they'd always fall over, because there was no wind, no resistance creating deeper, stronger roots. So it is a co-creative effort. Even these seeds in nature. I mean, just like, look, our nature is a beautiful mirror for how we live, right? Because as above, so below, as within, so without, as without, so within. So if you look at nature and go, okay, nature's like this. All right, how does that apply to me? Nature does not do it alone. A seed just can't plant by itself. It needs soil, and then it needs water, and then it needs sun, and then it needs air, and then it needs these pollinators to come. Like, it just can't. It can't. You are not meant to do this alone. Okay, let's see. Ooh, can't wait to unpack that book. Yeah, that'll be a good one. Let me know your thoughts on that. Light and dark are just two parts of one whole. Yes, I love it. They can't exist without the other. Beautiful. Trees grow deep roots by being challenged. If life is too easy for them, they fall over at the first strong wind, right? And there's a little bit of flexibility, right? If they're too rigid, then they snap, right? There's got to be some flexibility. There's got to be some give, but that resistance is what builds strength. I mean, think about weight training, right? We lift heavy weights so we can tear our muscles down so that they can rebuild bigger and stronger. Okay, dark. You guys ready for this? I'm laughing so hard at this one. This is one of those things where it's like cards. Still, every time I do a card spread, I'm like, how does this work? And I know how it works. It's just like, but it just blows my mind because it's so perfect. So the dark, the shadow, what the shadow is showing us about going after the Holy Grail that is within us, stepping onto this fool's journey, onto this adventure. The shadow is showing us, dun, 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 the devil. I want to talk about the imagery here for a minute, because this is like a very traditional symbol, archetype of the devil, right? The goat with the horns. So usually it's half man, half goat, but there's also the serpent, the snake down here. If you guys want to know about St. Patrick's Day, I learned a really ruined St. Patrick's Day for me, but if I don't want to ruin it for anybody who's like, but let's do a serpent. So anyway, so in Greek mythology, Pan is the god that's, got the goatee with the horns, the human torso, and then the goat legs. So Pan is this really fun demigod, right? He just wants to party all the time, and he just wants to play and have festivals. And he lived on this island called Arcadia, actually. And this island in Greece could not be overthrown. Anytime the Romans kept coming over to try to overthrow it, nobody would stop partying long enough for, like, they just couldn't. It was like no one could overthrow them because they were just having so much fun. It was just joy, 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 happy, happy, joy, joy all the time. So now there's this, the myth goes that Pan, when he is awoken from his slumber before he is ready, because when you party hard, you sleep hard, right? So if he is awakened, anyway, before he is ready, Pan turns into panic. And just kind of think of where our society has been in the last 2,000 years. 2,000, let's just go with 2,000 odd years. We have been in panic. It has been fear, 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 right? Everything we do is to try to mitigate fear. That's a fool's errand. You can't mitigate fear. You just have to embrace it and go through it. So we've also taken away celebration, right? Our holidays have become like consumeristic, boxed up, Hallmark wrapped, placated fun, right? Like back in the ancient times, our communities would have week-long festivals. Week-long. We would all put down our work and we would show up and we would play and we would celebrate, we would feast, we would sing, we would dance, we would enjoy life. And just think of okay, St. Patrick's Day, wear green, set a leprechaun trap, and drink green beer and eat corned beef and hash. Is that really celebrating? Do we really release the emotions that we're feeling, this pent up? We've spent all of this winter trudging through, trying to make it through, and then let's just drink a pint of green beer, eat some corned beef and cabbage, and pinch people that aren't wearing green? Are we really releasing those emotions that are pent up? We're not really celebrating. Look at Christmas. Like, okay, I got to buy all these presents for all these people. And then there's the 12 days of Christmas. And then there's the stockings. And then there's Santa Claus. What the fuck is that about? Like, we don't celebrate. We have to have these like, feels like we have to do these things with our family. And it feels all obligatory. It doesn't feel fun and celebrating. And it's like, how can we bring the fun, the pan back from the panic? And it's like, the earth, we are part of the earth, right? Like earth, my body, water, my blood, air, my breath, fire, my spirit. We are part of Mother Earth. And we are going through these contractions to birth this new age. And when energy gets pent up and pent up and pent up, it's going to explode. Right. So we're having all of this flooding. We're having all of these earthquakes and tsunamis, right? Because the earth is just like, I don't know what to do with this energy because nobody's utilizing it. And then we're just taking, right? For greed and selfishness. And so it's time to bring back that play, that festivity, the releasing of the traumas and the frustrations, and like the screaming and the dancing releases all of that. And then the woo, celebrating all the good things. Oh, it's time. Okay. Time to bring Pan back from panic. Thank you. Okay. So let's see what the devil has to say in tarot. Thunderclap, lightning bolt. This card has made a dramatic entrance to snap you out of a trance that seems to have a grip on you. Addiction, lust, greed, and obsession are all possible players here. But I'm going to go even a level a little more controversial. I'm going to go to the level of contentment, safety, playing it safe. I'm content here. Right. The devil you know versus the devil you don't. It's way easier to just like, just play it safe and be with the devil you know and instead of the devil you don't. And segregation. All of these, I identify as this. I identify as that. Things that separate us. I'm a liberal. I'm a republic. Anything that's separating us and segregating us. These are the things that it's time to wake up from. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you believe. As long as you are fulfilling your purpose, you're stepping out on your journey, your adventure that you feel called to, not the one that you're expected to go on, the one you think makes the most sense, the one that radically, shamelessly opens your heart and you open and tap into that holy grail, this immortality, this nectar within you that gives you eternal life. And then you co-create that with friends. Snap you out of that trance that just limits and separates and segregates you. It's time to snap out of that. So what's the winning move? Take stock. And if you have time, a good look in the mirror. Whatever's up, it's important to know you have the power to break free of any unhealthy habit or bad relationship. So crack that whip and send or whatever accessory. Oh my gosh. So crack that whip or whatever accessory is readily available to your particular devil dungeon. And send the negativity running. Life's too short to be a slave to a guy with goat horns. Yeah, let's wake up Pan. Let's start celebrating. Let's start having fun, celebrating our differences instead of going, you believe differently than me, so you're wrong, I'm right, and here's why I'm justified in hating you. Blah. It's time to be done with that. Everybody has their own holy grail. Everybody has their own path to get there. Trust that. Trust that. Start going after yours and don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Because it really doesn't matter. Okay. So this is what the shadow is teaching us about going after a holy grail. What are those habits? What are those patterns? What are the negative thoughts and beliefs that are keeping you from fully embracing your path, and tapping into your holy grail? Is it I just don't get up in the morning, and I know I'm supposed to get up and work out or get up and meditate or journal, or I know I should probably cut back on the booze or the processed sugars and foods. 7 months sober here. Woo! Feeling amazing. And now, you guys, okay, I'm making this announcement. Shit. This one is so hard. In April, I'm cutting out social media, which means also TV. So from my phone, social media from my phone. So I will still get on the computer to do this stuff and to do my work, but I'm taking it off of my phone, and I am hiding the remotes. I'm gonna have somebody else hide the remotes. So I am. So April is going to be a social media free, and I'm not gonna watch any TV. Oh, it's so scary. It's so scary because there's something about, and this is human, right? And it's like human to sit and like, okay, I just need to watch a fun show, and that's okay. But I keep getting these hits just for me. This is for me. So don't feel like, oh, this is for you and you got to do this too, right? Like this is for me. I've gotten like 7 months ago, I was in a meditation. I was reading the Emerald Tablets, and Thoth told me, whatever, told me, when you quit drinking alcohol, we will unlock all the keys to the universe for you. So it's been 7 months, and now I'm feeling like I've received a lot of downloads and inspiration, but now it's like, okay, one more thing. It keeps calling to me. I need this break. So listen to your inner niggle. What is that thing that you keep going, oh, I really should. And is that coming from a place of inspiration, or is that coming from a place of judgment? And when you get rid of the judgment, how does that thing feel? Okay, so last but not least, what is this next step? Just the next step that I need to take that's going to help me have the courage to go on this fool's journey, to radically, shamelessly find my holy grail within myself, embracing both light and dark, my co-creative, and my sabotage. Yeah, knowing your sabotages. What is the next step? Next step. Okay. I think we've got everything but wands. Yeah, okay. This is a pentacle. Oh, we don't have swords either. It's okay. 2 of Wands. Look at this little guy busting his butt, doing some workouts. Looks like you've gotten the ball rolling and have an idea of what you want in life. Yay! You know how many people don't know what they want? So the fact that you know what it is that you want is you're miles ahead of others. The 2 of Wands. Yeah, no. Like, wait a second. 2 of Pentacles, Jenny. So maybe you don't know what you want yet. That's okay. Okay, 2 of Pentacles. Starting over. There's an empty, abandoned day planner out there somewhere, and it's got your name on it. You guys, I know. It's not a day planner, but it's a moon planner, which is way more fun to go with the moons. You can find this in our store, on our website. Okay. Sorry, little plug. I spent a lot of time on that thing, and with the help of Kate. So I did not do that alone. I know I cannot do things alone. I co-created that beautiful thing with the help of Kate and Jasmine and Carrie's input. Okay. Oh, this way. Okay, so there's an empty, abandoned day planner out there somewhere, and it's got your name on it. The Deuce O Discs asks you to maintain balance while juggling many different balls, duties, chainsaws. Do whatever you can to keep your busy brain from scattering, and manage your time with some good old-fashioned to-do lists. In the face of this much responsibility, mundane tasks become just as important as the main events. Congrats on the Nobel Prize! But did you put the laundry in the dryer? Affirmation: I strive to maintain balance in my life by staying on top of my responsibilities. Complete crucial tasks of reading tarot cards? Check. Complete crucial task of celebrating the ceremony the seasonal shifts tonight at the studio. So I love this because the whole mundane tasks become just as important as the main events. There's an old Zen koan that says, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Like, we're still in this 3D reality. We still have to exist in this physical time and space. We still have to do the things like brush our teeth and brush our hair and do the grocery shopping and our laundry. These are things that do need to be done. And when we tune in and open up this beautiful holy grail of information and inspiration within us, sometimes these things can feel beneath us. I am guilty. Has anybody else been on such a spiritual high that you stupid dishes? You are just so not important. Please tell me I'm not the only one. And I just look at them and it's like, I turn my nose up and it's like, there's things that are so much more important. How are my chakras aligned? What guides am I in tune with today? Who am I channeling for the greater good? It's hard sometimes to oh yeah, I'm still 3D. I still have a physical being. And a lot of people in the spiritual world can, and I'm guilty of this. I have done this multiple times, almost demonized this 3D reality. This stupid physical slow reality, this body that's just so slow to figure shit out. But it's all part of the process, you guys. It is really we can't have these experiences, this pendulum swing from the positive to the negative, the light to the dark, the yin and yang. We can't experience it all if we didn't have this body. And that's the whole reason we incarnated. Nobody else is going to admit that they've turned their nose up at physical duties and responsibilities because you felt too spiritual. Am I the only one? Am I really the only one, you guys? Oh, some people like doing dishes. Cindy likes to do dishes. You can come to my house. Just fly from Kentucky back and do my dishes. My sink is full of them right now. But it really is this. Being spiritual is learning to embrace your humanness and loving it because it's all part of the experience. What a powerful spread, you guys. Oh, okay. So I feel like I get to talk about snakes now. So just a warning, I'm going to ruin St. Patrick's Day for a lot of people right now. Maybe you guys already knew this. I did not. I just discovered this. So if you don't want me to ruin St. Patrick's Day for you, then just say bye. I love you. And no judgment, really, no judgment. Okay, so St. Patrick was a saint from the Roman Catholics. And the Roman Catholics, this is after they took over, after Rome fell, right? And then it was this monotheistic religion started to take over. Instead of believing in all these different gods and deities, we have one God. And the only way to him is through the priests that we have deemed worthy and relegated. And then the priests will judge and deem you worthy of access to that God or not. So St. Patrick was the saint that was sent to Ireland and Scotland and the UK. But we focus mostly on Ireland for some reason, to rid those countries of the snakes. So in our history books, the one I remember anyway, was that he went to go kill all the snakes. But those regions, if you look at their geography, there's not snakes native to those regions. So it was a symbolism, and we know about this in the Bible too, right? The Bible talks about the serpent is the one that was wicked and talked Eve into eating the apple from the tree of good and evil. But without that, none of us would exist. So thank you, Eve, right? So the serpents, also aka Kundalini energy, the serpent that rises up through the chakras and peaks up through the crown and the third eye to gain enlightenment on the upward moving path of the chakras from the base of the spine, human man, right? Nature, this human urge to fight, flight, or freeze, or even fawn. Fawn is one of my newer ones, people pleasing, right? So the snake that's at this like human nature travels up through creativity and pleasure, through will, through our love and unconditional acceptance of all, through our voice and our expression, through our vision, what we see, and up towards bliss, towards enlightenment, towards this higher knowledge, inspiration in Spirit Nation, where we connect to our divinity. Okay, that's the path of the serpent in Kundalini yoga. Anyway, I'm just speaking of the yoga path. And it's just one path, but that Kundalini energy. So St. Patrick was sent to rid these places of these serpents that still believed in this ancient path, this ancient system, belief system that believed we all could attain enlightenment. It was all within us. It was within us. It is even said that in Eros, the book of Return to Eros, that book that I mentioned earlier, when the serpent reaches the third eye, and how deep do I want to get in here? I'm just going to stay simple. But if you want more, just let me know, and I can have this conversation with you. When the serpent reaches the third eye, aka the pineal gland, it releases Amrita, the sweet nectar, which is believed to be the immortality, the Holy Grail, the liquid of immortality and Holy Grail, in the Holy Grail. So anyway, so St. Patrick was sent to eliminate all of the serpents, aka all the priests and priestesses that still believed in this ancient religion. And the belief is that it was the people who built Stonehenge, that ancient structure. So, yeah, so and we've just turned it into this holiday where we wear green and drink green beer. Okay. All right. Well, so that is our reading for spring equinox. We are at equal day, equal light, balancing our yin and yang energy, honoring both, but we're coming out of that darkness. Winter was this dark, the winter's tomb or winter's womb, where we were held and nurtured and rested. And now it's time to go. It's time to take action. It's time to set up your plan and put in the daily effort, the daily duties that need to be done. Like, you can't just wake up one day and like write a novel. Every day, write a page, write a chapter, right? Whatever it is that your goal is, just start taking little baby steps. And let's take the panic out of pan. Let's start celebrating everything. Even when we fail spectacularly. Oh man, because that's where we learn. That's how we grow. Don't do that again. Okay, next time I'm going to try it this way, right? Co-create. You're not here alone. Don't sit in your fear. Don't sit in your frustration. Don't sit in your emotions alone. Share them with other people, because that radically vulnerable heart is where you're going to tune in and tap into your Holy Grail, your purpose and mission here on this planet. But you got to take the first steps. Look, we're like bookmarked with like, do the thing. It's time to do the thing. So I love you. Thank you for showing up. Encourage you to really sit with that. What is the thing for you that is really keeping you from radically opening up, that's keeping you from asking for help and being vulnerable? What is that thing? Is it complacency? Is it contentment? Is it safety? Is it a daily habit that is just, is time to break? And how can you do it fun? How can you do it in a fun way? Not in a way of panic and, oh my God, if I don't do it, then I'm never going to realize my holy grail, because that's a place of scarcity and that's just going to keep you further from it. Like, how can I be playful with this? How can I have fun? Right? I'm a fool. Be the fool. Be the beginner's fool. Right? Because anytime you say, I know, you shut down every other possibility. All I know is that I don't know is a beautiful quote from Dr. Abraham Lowe, who founded Recovery International. All I know is that I don't know. And when I can be in that beautiful space, when I can allow myself to be a fool, because that's how I learn, and then I can start to have fun with it, be a little more pan-like instead of panic-like. Oh, what else is possible? You went quiet. Everybody went quiet. When I called myself out on being too spiritual to be a 3D human being, I don't have time for these dishes. I have way more important things to do. Like, everybody got silent. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. It's okay. It's okay. We're human. We have these things. And being vulnerable and owning your shit. Owning your shit is where you start to take back your power. So what is that thing? What is that thing that is keeping you from really being vulnerable and opening up your heart, discovering your holy grail? I've shared, for me, it was alcohol. So I 7 months ago, I quit that. And next is social media and TV. And that one's really scary, really, really, really scary. So what is it for you? What is it for you? Own it, claim it, put it down, because it feels so much scarier when it's in your head. But when you write it down and then you kind of look at it from a third party view, it's like, oh, it's really not that big a deal. And I can find probably hundreds of people who have already overcome it. Boom. Don't have to do it alone, but you do have to open up and be vulnerable about it first. Let's see. Alicia, I'm absorbing all the amazing stuff you're sharing. Definitely needed to hear this today. Ready to move. Okay, but you guys, I'm asking you to get vulnerable. I know this is uncomfortable. This is private. It's only in this group. But what is it? What is your panic? What is the thing that is keeping you from realizing your holy grail? What is that thing? Be vulnerable. What is it? Be honest. Radical self-acceptance first starts with going, I have a problem. I drink too much alcohol. I have a problem. I turn to TV and social media all the time. Just to I don't know, I'm bored. It's so dumb. And I know it's dumb, but I have a problem. I know it's a problem and I'm going to do something about it. I waste too much time on social media. Detox needs to happen. Yes, Britta. So you're going to join me in April? Should we do a collective April social media cleanse? Because it's always so much easier to do it with other people. So I've got a cold bath right now. I got a nice bath for my birthday. I've been in it. And my birthday was February 9th. I've been in it like 4, maybe 5 times. And I know it's something I need to do every day, because it just gets my energy going. But I need a buddy. I need an accountability buddy. Social media, I do have a buddy already, but the more the barrier, right? Because the more people that I have to come out to and be like, hey guys, I messed up. And it's okay that I messed up, because guess what? A couple of you are probably going to mess up in your thing too, right? So what else? What else? There's 5 people in here. What is the thing? What is the thing that's keeping you stuck? Let me read it again, because it was really, really good. This card has made a dramatic entrance to snap you out of a trance that seems to have a grip on you. So this is your shadow, right? Addiction, lust, greed, and obsession are possible players here, but so is complacency. So is fear of the unknown. So is identity. I'm this and you're that. I'm right, you're wrong. I'm better, you're bad. Like, blah, right? Those are also things that it's time to snap out of. So what's the winning move? Take stock. And if you have time, a good look in the mirror. Whatever's up, it's important to know you have the power to break free of any unhealthy habit or bad relationship. You are not trapped. You are not stuck. I remember feeling this way, like I've made my bed. I'll just lie in it. And it's easier to lay in the bed with the devil I know than the devil I don't. Fuck, the fear of the unknown is terrifying. I had a multi-million-dollar company with my husband, and I left. I had all the safety and security in the world. I left. It was terrifying. But I knew it wasn't tapping in and being true to me. It was a total fool's errand. Everybody from the outside looking in, you're a fucking idiot. Why would you do that? Multi-million-dollar company? Why would you do that? Why would you leave that with a man that loves you? Why would you do that? Because I wasn't being true to me. It wasn't fair to everybody else. It wasn't fair to me, first of all, and that also in turn wasn't fair to everybody else. Okay, Britta, let's see. Okay, okay, let's see. Cindy was first. Okay, Cindy, I'm afraid to do it wrong, so it's easier not to do it. Oh, yeah, I know this one really well too. I've been double fisting sugar to avoid feeling the feeling around it. Yeah. Where else can you find sweetness in your life, Cindy? So that you don't need to take it in from outside. And it really, that sweetness, we talk about this guy talks about the Holy Grail being in the heart and having an open, unabashed, radically vulnerable heart. But the Amrita and that pineal gland, when the Kundalini rises and hits the pineal gland, the Amrita can be sensed as an actual sweet nectar at the back of your throat. And it just is this fountain that rains down over your body. If you look up Amrita, Amrita, in Ayurveda, you can read the beautiful story of that. But yes, oh man, I'm so afraid. There, like the belief that there is a right or wrong way. Where the fuck did that come from? And let's just get rid of that, right? I mean, that's just social programming to its core. I mean, everything in school taught us that there was a right answer and a wrong answer, and there's a right way to get that answer, and there's a wrong way to get that answer. Dumb, no. And then, of course, there's like the whole like religious concept and philosophical concept of heaven and hell. And if you don't do the right things, you're going to go to hell and have eternal torment, brimfire, whatever. Or you to make the right choice, then you get heaven. Like, really? Okay, remember the pendulum swinging? Okay, so I hope that helped, Cindy. Like one of my favorite quotes is, I can't fuck it up. I can't fuck it up. Because as long as I'm doing the thing, our bookends, as long as I'm doing the thing, I'm a step closer to figuring it out, even if I mess up, because now I know how not to do it next time. So I'm still a step closer to figuring it out than if I don't do anything. Thank you for sharing, Cindy. That's beautiful. Okay, Britta, I guess I don't need to crouch anymore. Not taking care of myself due to poverty mindset I inherited from my childhood. I deserve to have resources to take care of myself. Oh, this one is so good. Oh, and I totally relate to this one too, because like that scarcity is real. And here's what I discovered this weekend. I was listening to Aubrey Marcus and Zach Bush podcast. And Zach Bush says that the only reason that we even experience scarcity is because we believe in time. The only reason we believe in scarcity is because we believe in time. Because if you really just think about it, if you really just experienced living in this present moment, that's eternity, you guys, by the way, this present moment, power of now, Eckhart Tolle, is eternal when you're here. But when you step out of this present moment and you look in the past, shoulda, coulda, woulda, or even comparing the past to the perceived future, or future tripping and what ifing yourself to death, That's the only time we think, I need to make more money and I got to have a savings account. And I need this and I need that and I need that because what if and what if and what if and what if and ah! But like right here, right now, just take a deep breath and look around. You have everything you need right now for the next moment. It just presents itself. This is a self-fulfilling universe that everything, like totally abundant, like look at nature. Even when Mother Earth rains, she's giving us water, she also receives nourishment. She receives cleansing. So even as she gives, she receives. It is this beautiful cycle of sacred reciprocity. When I show up in this present moment and I give fully of myself in this present moment, I receive exactly everything that I need to receive for the next moment. Okay, game changer. I'm glad you like that. Okay, Alicia, fear of failure, feeling like I don't know enough and just doing it. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like Cindy's, right? This like, I'm going to do it wrong. That fear of failure, that I'm going to fuck up. I'm going to do it wrong. But how else do we learn? like failure, why did failure become a bad word? Because without failure, we don't know how to do it better the next time, or not even better, different. Okay, Roxy, complacency resonates with me. Time to find joy in discomfort and engage in life in a way that better facilitates growth. Oh my gosh. Yes. Joy in the discomfort. Because like currently my belief system is that we came here to experience it all, right? We that's why we chose to incarnate into a physical being, because our spirit already knows eternity, right? Our higher self already knows all the things. But we wanted to really experience, like embody, because as a spirit, we don't have a body. So you guys, guess what? Our spirit needs us as much as we need it. It is a co-creative relationship. I mean, that is the birthplace of co-creating, is my body and my spirit coming together to co-create this beautiful world that we see. Because whatever your reality is right now, you've co-created it, whether consciously or unconsciously. And so the stuff that you love, that you're like, yeah, I worked so hard for that. Woohoo! High five yourself, pat yourself on the back. And then all the stuff that you're like, why does this keep happening to me? Well, let's take a look at why I'm creating that. Where have I been unconscious? And it's not like failure isn't that F, like F fail, going to hell, right? It's this like learning process. And I got stronger and I gained more experience, right? I experienced some of this negative polarity, right? Because there's positive and negative poles with the magnet, right? Blah, 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 blah. The magnets, there's the positive that come to, or the whatever, they attract or they repel. And we came to experience it all. So complacency, finding joy in those, and when the swing goes to that negative pole, how can I be like, yeah, because this is also natural law of the universe. If you want to read the Kybalion gives you the 7 natural laws of the universe. And one of them is rhythm and the law of correspondence. So rhythm, the law of rhythm states that for however far the pendulum swings to one side, it's got to swing at least as far to the other side, but it's going to come back. It's going to come back. Look, it just keeps going. I'm not doing anything. It just keeps going. This is the law of rhythm. Whether you believe it or not, this is happening in your life. And you can choose to embrace it all, or every time you're here, feel like, right? How can you be like, oh shit, here we go again. Ooh, what am I going to learn this time? And how can I embrace this discomfort? And I mean, it's like the total fool, right? The fool doesn't know what it doesn't know. Okay, let's see. I have social programming. Every time I'm in pain, it's super obvious that my spirit and my body are a team in this incarnation. Yeah, it is really, really beautiful. Last night in my meditation, every night, my evening meditation is like a body scan. And I kind of imagine I'm in like an energetic CT scan that's slowly going through my body and scanning like all the way down into my, like every cell and bone and organ and gland in my body, and cleansing and clearing and cleansing and clearing. And I've been working with, I have parasites. So I've been doing a parasite cleanse, and I had my hands on my belly, and I was having this conversation with my body and my spirit. And I was going, okay, so I'm doing all the physical things I can to get rid of these parasites. What is the energetic meaning behind parasites? Oh my God, they're sucking the life out of me. Like in my will center, in my solar plexus, in my intestines, in the place where I take in information and I go, okay, this is good information. Am I going to use it to rebuild and regrow, or am I going to release it? These parasites are literally sucking this power from me. They're sucking my will and my drive. And they're like creating all of these weird fears and beliefs about my ability to go and do the thing. Because solar plexus is all about your personal power, your drive, your go. I literally have parasites. And I've been doing the physical things, but I haven't thought about the metaphysical stuff. So it's like, okay, let's get rid of this. All these parasites that came from past programming, right? From school, from religion, from my parents, my ancestors, these beliefs that I've been holding on to. These are parasites that no longer serve me for what I'm about to create and where I'm headed. So let's energetically cut those ties. Let's send it with love and light, and then let's release them. Let's see. The pendulum analogy is a fun psychological experiment when looking at politics right now. As far as it goes one way, it's just pulling the rubber band that's going to go in the opposite direction. Look for the medium. Extremes just create opposite extremes. Amen. I mean, right? The idea is balance, where we find this beautiful place. Because we go too far into the light, we're blinded and we can't see anything because it's just all light. Too far in the dark, we're blinded because it's too dark. We can't see anything all in the dark. But when we have this beautiful contrast right in the middle where there's light and dark, we have this contrast. We can see that there's light and shadow, and we can see now there's depth because of that light and shadow. We see more clearly when we're balanced. So thank you for bringing that up, Britta. On my computer screen, it doesn't tell me who it is, but on my phone it does. So, okay. Whoa, we went over. Woo! We must have been in it. I'm feeling the fire, you guys. I'm feeling the fire. So excited for life right now in spring. So last little plug for our spring ceremony tonight at the studio at, I don't remember. 6 or 7. I don't remember. Anyway, it's on our website. We are doing a herbal tea ceremony. We're going to be releasing winter. We're going to be welcoming in this new go energy and setting intentions for the next zodiac year. And then in Soul Connection, our Tuesday night online class, we will be following this book. So if you're a member, you get this book. This is included in your membership. If you're not, you pay for it and you kind of go through it on your own. But Tuesday night classes is when we're going to be following this. So this Tuesday, we're going to be, remember, we're doing the spring equinox tonight. But in Tuesday night, we're going to start talking about the first house and the energy behind the first house. And we're going to be specifically talking about your relationships to your houses. So this is you're going to end up with one of these charts. This is mine. My first house is in Virgo, and it is the house of I am and self. How you view yourself. My archetype is student, and I literally view myself as an forever student. I love learning. I just want to learn more and more and more. Teach me more. And that's why you'll hear me say things like, what I believe right now, how I feel about this right now, is because I'm always evolving and growing. And if I cut myself off and say, I believe this is how it is. Like how it feels to me right now is this, and this is how it makes sense to me right now, because I'm a forever student. So learning about your zodiac, your default, how you are, everybody's first house is the self. Everybody's first house is the ego, your appearance, your outward personality. And so in Tuesday night classes, this is what we're going to, and they're online, so you don't have to be in person. You don't even have to watch it live. You can watch the recording. So that's what we're going to be starting Tuesday, going through the zodiac wheel of the houses. So we're going to spend the whole first month in the first house, and then the next month in the second, third, fourth, all the way to next March. So if you're interested in that, you can find that class. It's on our online schedule or our online membership. If you do the online membership, you don't get to come to the classes live, but you can watch them later. And then our Soul Awakening, you can come live. And the first hour is the information. The second hour, we stop recording, and that's when you ask your questions. We'll muscle test. Well, you can ask us yes, no questions or relationship questions. We can check your chakras or your elements. We'll pull cards for you, but it's like the second hour is just for you. How do I make this make sense for me? So those are the two things that apply to today. So go away, naughty parasites, both physical and metaphysical, right? I will take all your healing energy for healing parasites. So, okay, I love you guys so much. I got to go to my next meeting. We went over. Have a beautiful day. Spring.